Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 10 of Pentacles. This is bliss. This is blessings. This is the first position of the spread, right? It's called the station. This is how we feel about ourselves. This is kind of the way we're viewing our life right now. And I feel like you are a person of great wealth. I feel like you know what is truly important to you in life. You're somebody with a lot of resources, both physical, financial resources, and other means. I think that you're somebody who is very generous. That you would, I don't know, like you like to provide for other people. You're a giver, you know. And I think that you are building something in your life that is like generational, something that is something that's going to be around even after you're gone, okay? You're creating something lasting, something that is like, something that sticks around, okay? I think you're somebody who knows what true wealth really is. I think that you have your own goals in life that maybe aren't the same as what everybody else's goals are. There's probably some overlap, you know. We all want our pets, our plants, our people, you know. But I feel like you have a more clear idea of what you want your life to look like. Now let's put this card into a little bit of context and see what's going on here. You have a Knight of Pentacles, very good, a vision of the future. You have a Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups, 2 of Wands, the Empress. Oh, that's nice. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is looking at, right? That future, the good life, the best life, the paradise, the Garden of Eden, the big rock candy mountain. Over here we have the Hermit. We have the Devil, another Capricorn reference. I would watch the Capricorn readings if I were you. Here we have the 2 of Pentacles and the Tower, the ultimate breakthrough, the ultimate leveling up, okay? I feel like your destiny is really about to change. I feel like things are going to start happening very, very quickly for you. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below, okay? Now, as we look around the room, we see major, 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 major. So the major arcana seem to be on the right-hand side of the table, and other cards seem to be on over here on the left-hand side of the table. So what I kind of feel like this is that your efforts, your long, arduous journey, your tireless work is activating something in the spirit realm that is opening a door for you. It's kind of like all your hard work is finally going to pay off, overnight success. We know it doesn't really happen overnight, right? But it's kind of like you've been doing your part of the work, your part of the business for a long time. With perseverance, with steadfastness, with tenacity, with endurance. And finally now, Spirit is opening the door to that dream. Opening the door to the fulfillment of your destiny. Okay? So I kind of feel like Spirit's saying, I'll take it from here. Yeah, feels really good. A lot of majors, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got fire and fire, a little bit of water. We've got earth and earth and earth. This is an earthy card. This is an earthy card. This is an earthy card. Even the Tower can be an earthy card, right? So it really is a lot of just fire and earth here. A lot of manifestation. A lot of that spiritual electrical circuit of manifestation. I feel like you're somebody who is mastering the art and science of manifesting. Okay? You're taking all this fire and you're bringing it down to earth because you're the magician. Yeah, and the tarot is a divinatory system that is always trying to teach you how to be a better magician. We're all magicians. Some of us don't know it. Others do. Some of us are good at it. Some of us aren't. You're always trying to be better at manifesting your intention out into the world, right? Channeling the divine essence through yourself into the physical realm. Now, our second card is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the battle card, right? It's where our task or our quest is revealed. It is the field of our conflict. It is the challenge. It's what's kind of driving us forward. And as a knight, it's looking at the future. So the issue, the challenge right now for you is to kind of look toward the future and still be able to have that vision of your best life. Technically, the Knight of Pentacles is looking at the Ten of Pentacles, looking at all the Pentacles, looking at Ace through 10. These are all the steps that I've got to take to get to my journey. But what do all the Pentacles do ultimately? They grow and blossom and bear fruit. They all are transforming into the Empress. This is the culmination of the suit of Pentacles, okay? And so I feel that you're having this vision of the future, and it's kind of like you have the Ten of Pentacles, and then you're sort of looking into the future anyway. It's like you're looking out there for something that is already here in a way, right? And so that brings a little bit of irony here, that we might be looking for something that is already, we've already have it, we've already achieved it. Okay, this might be the idea that for us to, for something to manifest, we have to already be able to envision ourselves in that reality. We have to convince ourselves through all of our senses, through all of our faculties, and in our imagination. We have to have the true vision that the future we want already exists. It exists here and now. It's just a matter of me discovering it. Okay, so that could be why we have the 10 and the Knight here the way we do. This could be the idea that we have come a long way. We've reached the end, the end of our road, and we're thinking, okay, Spirit, please, it's time for you to take over and unlock that door. It's like, we've been led to the precipice, and now it's a matter of kind of trusting that Spirit is going to open up the rest of the pathway. Does that make sense? It's kind of like we've fulfilled our end of the bargain, and now we know that Spirit is sort of paving the rest of the way for us. And I think that it is the overnight success. And we're now looking, we've come upon the mountain. Okay? We've arrived at a certain, we've traveled our journey. And now we're waiting for that doorway to open. So it is the overnight success that has taken you a long time to arrive at, okay? Because, the success, when that tower moment happens, it's like this. It's suddenly you're nobody, suddenly you're like internationally famous. And it happens like that. But we know that there's been years of challenges and difficulties that have led up to this moment. So there really is no such thing as an overnight success or an instant breakthrough or something like this, right? An instant success. There's always a lot of work that goes into it. Behind the scenes, right? Things other people don't always see. So anyway, our challenge right now is to kind of trust in Spirit that the door will unlock for you. That once we've arrived at the door, that we can reach for the handle and it'll open. Trusting that we were enough. Trusting that we've done the right thing. We did it to the best of our ability. That we are good enough, and that it is that we did everything the way we were supposed to, I guess, right? And that the door will open. And so it really is kind of a step of faith. Yeah. And I think also the challenge is for us to be able to see what's on the other side of the door. Can you really see, and whatever your goal is, doesn't matter what it is. Let's say you want to be a famous musician or something, right? Or a successful, or whatever. You want to be a musician. You have to be able to see yourself there doing it. Like, not just see it like you're on a poster on your wall or something, but what would it be like looking through your eyes, standing up on stage with the guitar in your hand, or for me, sitting behind the drum kit with all the lights, all the wires on the ground, all your musician friends around you, the crowd of people, right? And then the lights go on and you start playing, and like, what would it feel like? What would it look like? What would it smell like? What would your body feel like? What would your heart be doing? What would you be thinking about? You know, put yourself into that person, because that person exists already in the future. You've got to align yourself with that person. So that the difficulty now, the real quest for you is to have the courage to reach for that door, open the door, and believe that you are already there, you know. To believe that that it is possible for you, because it is. Whatever the goal is, right? Whatever it could be. The highest goal, the biggest dream you can dream. Yeah. Now, underneath the surface, we have, of course, the card of the soul, position 3. Under the surface, it is the unconscious. It's sometimes things that are hidden from us, right? And really, this is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the card of tenacity. This is the card of, this is someone with stature, right? You're somebody that is never going to give up on that goal. You're somebody that can really, like, this is you inside of yourself. You know, this is that unconscious part of you that wants to, like, this is the rock star, basically, you know? And this rock star is hidden underneath the surface of you, and it's ready to come out. So we're kind of unlocking the door to our own, like, rock star quality. And we're becoming this person that can do this. This is the person up on stage, larger than life. This is not something for somebody else to accomplish, right? Because, well, I can't see myself ever doing that. I couldn't imagine being behind the drums, you know, with the crowd and the lights and all that stuff. Well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Because this person is in you. So in other words, this is who we need to become to manifest this reality. I think you're somebody who you believe in yourself, and you have a pure sort of passion or lust for doing what you're doing. You know, like you took up the drums or the guitar or whatever because you love it, not because, this is how I'll get famous and I'll make a lot of money. It seems like a good career choice, right? No, you're doing it because there's passion. You're doing it because it fires you up. Yeah. And this is what's really required. So it's kind of like your heart's in the right place in a way. You're motivated by the right things. Yeah. The next card that we have is the 10 of Cups. It's in the position of the background. This is some old karma that we're dealing with. Well, this is a card of satiety. This is the card really of emotional overwhelm, that we've had too much of something. This is a card that kind of says, I've had it up to here, you know? And so I kind of feel as if in your life you've come to a bit of a limit. I feel that, like, we've had all that we can take. It's kind of like, it's now or never. It's like, Spirit, this has got to work out now because I'm at my wit's end. Well, the one thing we don't see in the reading, though, is the air energy. So I feel like you do have perfect trust. You do have a kind of clarity about you. It's like you're operating from your divine light, not from your intellect. Because maybe logically, it would just say, I can't logically expect this door to be unlocked. Logically, it doesn't make sense for me to say, okay, I've come this far now, Spirit, open the door. Because it's irrational, right? It's saying, no, it's that what the odds are, the door will probably be locked. The odds are somebody else is going to get it before me. Somebody else is going to do it. Somebody else is going to have that fulfillment or that destiny. But see, we're not invoking that rational energy, that logical energy that says, probably not me. Okay? That the odds are, the odds are slim that it's going to be me that gets this. Okay? But the fact that there are no swords cards shows that we're using our intuition. We're trusting. We're having faith. Yeah. But anyway, back to the Ten of Cups. It's a card of satiety. It's a card of perhaps in our past we were kind of barking up the wrong tree. Yeah. I feel like this was a situation that was not fulfilling in the right ways. That may have been overwhelming. It may have been filling you up with a lot of feelings, but not the right feelings, you know. So this was perhaps a commitment to a path that really wasn't for us. Sometimes with the Knight of Pentacles and the Devil card, we ask, like, what's the mountain you're climbing? Why are you climbing that mountain and not a different mountain? What is it about this mountain that means so much to you? Sometimes with the Devil energy, the Capricorn energy, we say, you know, are you climbing the right mountain? Did you put you're climbing up this ladder? Are you sure you got the ladder up against the right building? And so the Ten of Cups here in the background is saying maybe there was a time where you didn't have your ladder up against the right building, and we made a shift. Maybe that shift is now. Maybe that's what's taking place now. Maybe we have had it up to here with the past life, our past quest, you know, barking up the wrong tree, climbing the wrong ladder, climbing the wrong mountain, whatever. And now we're saying, okay, Spirit, I've made it this far. Show me a sign. Open a door for me, and you know, give me some sort of confirmation that I can go forward. That I can now have this future that I'm envisioning, that I believe is possible. Give me a sign. Open up a door. Okay. The next card is position 5, and it's the Giant. It's Mars and Aries, right? That is our ambition. That is our control over ourselves. And really, it's Spirit's way of saying that there's only so much that we can do. That we can control our actions and our behaviors. We can control our reactions and our interactions. We cannot control what other people do. We can't control what happens out in the universe. There's the factor infinite and unknown. There's always a variable. There are always things that we cannot plan for and we cannot prepare for and we can't control. Okay? So in a way, it's change the things that I can change and accept the things I can't. Of course, the wisdom to know the difference. We don't want to go fighting for things that don't really, that we can't fix anyway, right? That we're going to waste a lot of energy banging our head against a particular wall that there's no door there, you know? There's nothing we can do about that. So I think you're somebody that is kind of, you accept things sometimes when when you need to. When we realize that it's not within my power to change this, I have to accept it as it is. So we're learning not to fight against things that are just a waste of energy. We're not going to keep climbing the wrong ladder. We're not going to keep barking up the wrong tree. We say, there's no point, right? I need to control myself. I need to choose to do something differently. And sometimes that's a matter of accepting the way things are. Accepting the things that I can't change so that I can focus on the things I can change. Okay? And I think this is also the awareness that my own efforts, my own human efforts will only take me so far. I need a little bit of that je ne sais quoi, a little bit of that something else from Spirit. Okay? That maybe this is 99% hard work and then 1% miracle. Okay? And I think that miracle is happening for you now, and I think it's happening fast. This Empress card in the future position is extraordinary. Okay? This is the culmination of all of your efforts. Even what we feel like was the wrong tree we were barking up, it still has gone into creating this moment. because the Knight of Pentacles is looking at the Ace, the 2, the 3, and the 9, the 10 of Pentacles. And all those pentacles are growing and transforming into the Empress. Okay? So to me, this feels like you're about to approach your ideal life. Who you are, where you are, and what you're doing is here. Right? Your vision of the future is now. This is your best self living your best life. This is everything. This has got to be the most successful card of the tarot. This is the success that the High Priestess will lead us to. This is the path that the Hermit is traveling. This is the destination that the Hermit is walking toward. This is the result of the expansion that the Wheel of Fortune provides for us. Fate, luck, destiny, synchronicity. The randomness, the chance events of life bring us here. Okay? It's a combination of your human efforts and the efforts of the divine. You are co-creating your destiny. Everything culminates in this. This is I don't even know how to describe this. I'm going to have to, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book about tarot. And I don't know when it's going to come out, but I'm going to do it. Because I need to have time to really think about the words to use to describe some of these cards, because on the fly like this, spontaneously, as I'm improvising, every reading, it is all improv, okay? I don't know how to properly convey the significance of this card. It is the culmination of everything, okay? In terms of our aspirations and our goals, the life that we want to live, the person we want to become, this is it, okay? Now, the next card is the Persona, position 7, all right? By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Really helps us out with the algorithm, and, well, times are tough. But anyway, the Persona, right? This is how we sort of appear to the rest of the world. And you may feel or be perceived, or other people may see you, as a bit of a loner, as somebody that kind of keeps to themselves, is very intense, maybe rather secretive, maybe rather mysterious. Somebody that really truly is marching to the beat of their own drummer. Somebody who's following their own path, going their own way. You have a uniqueness about you that sets you apart from everybody else. You do have that je ne sais quoi, that little something extra. That little miracle, right? That sets you apart from the rest of the people, that everybody else trying to do what you're doing. So you want to be a rock star. Everybody does. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be the rock star. And everybody's doing it the exact same way. Everybody is trying to do it the exact same way. Because everybody thinks, not everybody. I try not to speak in absolutes. But a lot of people think that there's a recipe for it. That if I follow the path that all the other rock stars followed, I'll become a rock star too. I'll get to the destination that they got to. But you can't, because that is their path. There is no one path. The Tao that can be traveled is not the eternal Tao, right? Every path is unique. Everyone has their own road to greatness, and we have to follow our own path. We can't mimic what other people have done. They've already done it. The world doesn't need another, Maynard James Keenan or something, right? The world needs you in your own authentic, unique way. You have to forge your own path through the wilderness. This is the card that goes off trail. This is the card that doesn't follow the tried and true path. Realizes that every human being is their own way, their own Tao, traveling their own path, walking their own way. Okay. And so anyway, to say that you're very unique. You've got your own style. And you tend to not really care what other people are doing so much. And people see you as being maybe an outcast, maybe a loner, maybe a little weirdo. It's good. It's good. Be a weirdo. Be a weirdo. Please. We need more of them. Right? There are too many people out in the world doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, and doing it the same way. Okay? We need people that sort of break the mold, do things a different way. And it may be a way that is a more difficult way. There may be more hardships on your path than on the tried and true path, but the rewards are much greater. Okay. So whatever your dream is, dream it. And dream it your own way. The next card is sort of an echo of that, right? Because it's the lone mountain goat. This is the position of the relationships, the environment, a little bit of a shadow. Sometimes we project a little bit of that energy out into the world. And, we, I think, are embracing this aspect of ourselves. This is sometimes that part of us we need to embrace. And we need to just kind of own this, right? Because this is our general energy. This is how we are acting out in the environment. It's very similar. We need to own our weirdness. We need to let our freak flag fly, We need to be the lone mountain goat, which is not really, in this case, not traveling in a pack or a herd or a troop of goats. I don't know what a bunch of goats are called. But it's the lone mountain goat, that you are creating something that only you can create. What is coming out of you into the world, it can't come out of anybody else. Not in the same way. You can try to make it look like somebody else or look like something that somebody else has done. But that is confusion. That is a mix-up, It's the wrong kind of mashup here. You need to let what is in you come out from you in a way that it only can through you. And so this is ambition. This is climbing the mountain. This is the motivation. This is the engine of the car. Okay? And I think that you have, I think that you've traveled quite a long way already. And I think Spirit is opening that door for you. And that door being opened, your motivation is going to go through the roof. I think that, you're getting an even greater inspiration to climb this mountain. I feel like you were barking up the wrong tree previously. Now you own this tree. You own this mountain. Okay? And I feel like it is the doorway that's being opened for you. I feel like you are leveling up, and I think it's happening very fast. And I kind of feel like you didn't really expect it. I feel like we kind of said, okay, Spirit, I've come this far, but now you got to give me something. And then immediately, like thunder and lightning, and the doorway appears. And you're like, holy you know what? Yeah. So the next card is, of course, the fear, worry, the concern. It's the position of the specter. It's the 9th position of the tarot spread. And it's a card of change. The fear of change, right? Is kind of the obvious answer there. But why would we be afraid of change? Why would we have anxiety over something changing, right? I think this is totally natural. I think that there is a little bit of that hesitation, even though we've wanted something so bad. Let's say you've envisioned yourself behind the drums, playing on stage in front of a big crowd of people, and it's like you can see yourself doing it. But then, when it actually is happening, when the opportunity is actually there, you've got to take it. You don't want to hesitate. Everybody has a fear of change. Everybody has, as a human being, most of us anyway, we have an innate predisposition to stay the same. To stay where we are, to stay put, to stay where it's safe, to stay where we're comfortable, to stay where there are familiar people and familiar things around. Even if it's unfulfilling, even if it is sort of limiting our potential. Everybody's got a fear of change, especially a change like an overnight change, right? Going from nighttime to daytime, black to white, up to down, no to yes, right? From no one to international superstar, yeah. And so it's an anxiety. And there's going to be a rush of that for you, especially with the next card, the Tower card, your destiny. Breaking through, revealing your true self to the world, being who you are meant to be. This is a Tower event. It is a peak experience. It is a moment that shakes us to our core. Seriously, like rattles our foundations. because it is an abrupt change. It's not the slow and steady progress that maybe we've thought we've been making. It's all that work that came before. This is the moment where everything flips, where your whole life changes, and it happens fast. And it takes us for a loop, spins us around. It's a whirlwind. And it's crazy, and it's frightening, and it's chaotic. But there is part of you, I think, that's going to enjoy it. We've got to sort of surrender to that flow. Surrender to this energy, this new current, this blasting off. You know, you're blasting off into outer space. You're going to feel the rumble of the engines, the G-forces. You're going to be scared out of your mind. But you know you're going to outer space, and so it's like it's a good kind of fear. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card, position 11. And this is the guide. Position 11 is your higher self bringing you a message. What do we think that message is going to be? Well, I want to see the universe. I want to see that we're blasting off into outer space and we're achieving the whole, we're getting that whole cosmic perspective up here. I want to see maybe another empress or some water energy. I would like to see more water energy. We don't really have any of that either. We have a little bit. But I would like to see more. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Another hermit. Great, yeah. Confirming that the hermit is saying how other people see you, or how we sort of, what our general energy kind of is. We need to embrace it. We need to own it. We need to be this. We need to accept ourselves as being this. And it doesn't, maybe you consider yourself to be a very social person. That's not exactly what we mean. It's about identifying and accepting what sets you apart from other people. Accepting your uniqueness in the universe. Accepting that you are a star and no two stars are alike. That no two paths are alike. And so that seems to be the echoing message from Spirit, from your guide right now. Saying, accept who you are. Embrace what sets you apart from the world, because that is your ticket. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's a wonderful confirmation card. Please let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation. Remember that the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the pattern of possibilities. It invites you to co-create your destiny. And if this reading has illuminated your path in any way, please share your reflections down below in the comment section. Together we journey onward, ever upward and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Scorpio Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.